that we had seen in the past 6-7 years of CPEC. Thank you.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Excellency Nom Brown, Minister Hinarabani Kharsaiba, all the honorable senators, dignitaries, ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen. I'm indeed honored to be here today to speak on CPEC and the impact it has had on Pakistan. It will be a very short talk, but really CPEC came in as a game changer. And we have seen in the last 10, 11 years, the changes that have come about. 27 projects of CPEC have been completed with a cost of about $17.7 billion US. Another 27 are in the process of completion with a cost of about $7.7 billion. And the change that has come about in Pakistan is amazing in such a short period of time, especially in the infrastructure. We've had 600 megawatts of electricity energy that has been added, 1,400 of which has been clean and green energy. We've had the fiber optic cable, about 880 kilometers of which has been laid from the Punjab Pass to Rawalpindi. This has really added to the strength of our relationship. Infrastructure in terms of roads and in terms of highways is also about 60 to 70% complete. And we've also had and the good part is about 80,000 jobs have been created for Pakistanis, which is a huge number, and we're really proud of the whole initiative. So CPEC, when it came in, there were a lot of misgivings and people had their questions, which they continue to have, but I think in the final analysis, the closer we get to China, we have a lot of lessons to learn from them. And I particularly will be focusing a little bit on the role of women and how China has taken itself from a China where women had their shoes tied when they were young to grow up, from the history where 5,000 years ago and up till the 20th century, women were nowhere to be seen, Confucianism, and then coming in of the Red Revolution, and then Chairman Mao, who said women hold up half the sky. And lately, in the last 30 years, we've seen that there has been a great change in the approach to women. A lesson again for Pakistan, and for us to look at how we can copy them and learn from them. So the entire initiative has been, gender equality has really been brought forward by the 4th UN World Conference on Women in 1995 in Beijing. And China has been very keen to put together the efforts of the United Nations and to come up to the standards of human development, of international standards. So they came up with a fantastic program called the Platform for Action, which was adopted in the Beijing Declaration in 1995. And then they took up unremitting efforts to improve the legal system, to protect the rights of women, programs for women development, and to strengthen social awareness about the rights of women. Something that we can take a page out from their book to learn. And the National People's Congress and its standing committee has taken gender equality seriously with the Bill for Rights, enforced laws, and implementation of rules. Now, the Action Plan for Development of Chinese Women, which was launched in 1995 to 2000, a second stage of that was launched in 2001 to 2010, and this action plan has really got some very interesting aspects. The way they write their documents and the way they implement them, they had 34 goals related to women in this second document, 100 policies, and 6 aspects of development covering women in economics, women in education, women in decision making, something that we in Pakistan need to again learn from China. Women in decision making is an important aspect. And then taking this forward, currently 61% of the Chinese labor force is women. We compare that with Pakistan, which is around 22% of women in the labor force. Our current males in the labor force are about 82%, so there's a huge gender gap, and we need to address that. We need first to be aware of the gender gap, and then as a second step to address it. I'm just going to at the end talk about a study which was done on the impact of CPEC on empowering women. And this study was carried out in Thar, where CPEC has its coal projects, and it has really invested with Pakistan's private organizations. And this study of Thar women, we know that Thar is one of the poorest areas in Sindh, disempowered people, but this CPEC brought these women into the labor force, empowered them through jobs, and the study has shown, the study was published in June 2022 in the Public Library of Science. It's an online journal, and so this shows that there was a huge impact of empowerment to women, positive and strong correlation, contributing especially through employment, education, and contributing to the improved quality of life. At the end, I would like to quote something from Quaid-e-Azam. Quaid-e-Azam always said that no struggle can succeed without women participating side by side with men. There are two powers in the world, one is the sword and the other is the pen. However, there is a third power stronger than both, and that is women. So, I would like to reiterate, we need to bring more women into the labor force, we need to give decision-making roles to women, and give women the freedom to live in Pakistan as human beings and not as objects. Thank you very much.